headlines was the fact that there were 2 league points on offer. Commentary on this game is by Darren Maloney and Benny Tierney.
Dublin are as selected after their draw in Donegal. They're still without a host of big names, with Jack McCaffrey tonight ruled out through injury, so David Byrne comes in with Eric Lowndes now on the wing. Michael Dara McCauley takes over from Kieran Redden at midfield. Mayo make 2 late changes, with Lee Keegan starting for the first time in the league, and Tom Parsons is another addition. Donny Newcombe and David Drake are the players to lose out this evening. Dublin trying to extend this 32-match unbeaten run in league and championship. Mayo would love to bring that to a grinding halt here in Croke Park this evening. Michael Dara McCauley didn't want to take on the shot. This is back to Conor McHugh, star of an All-Ireland Under-21 final a couple of years ago. He's been off the scene but around the panel, and he's scored 2 to no score.
Yeah, great start by Dublin. Actually, you can see intensive-wise, they are the team that's pushing forward. Mayo haven't hardly got on the ball yet, Dara.
Dean Rock. Owen O'Gara is the furthest forward, and he's been left alone. O'Gara! Ooh! It's wide. It was a great goal chance. But the Mayo defence, I think it was Patrick Durkin, who should have been a lot tighter to Owen O'Gara, but he left him on his own completely.
Yeah, Stephen Roachford will not be happy with that. That's 2 or 3 long balls and another poor kick out here.
David Clark under pressure, in Dublin have men over. Here's a goal. Conor McHugh. Well, Mayo punished clinically from the bad kick out, and Conor McHugh gets the goal for Dublin. Owen O'Gara. Michael Dara McCauley with Lee Keegan in front of him. He won an All-Ireland Intermediate Club title here with Westport a couple of weeks ago. Kieran Kilkenny, Niall Scully. The momentum is building. Philly McMahon. And McMahon took that on and showing the forwards how to do it. That's a brilliant point from Philly McMahon, the cornerback. Kieran Kilkenny, very quick counter-attack as Mayo pushed up. Owen O'Gara into Michael Dara McCauley. Clark saves it, but it's gone in. It's gone in. Michael Dara McCauley was falling.
I'd like to see that again. I think he touched it on the ground.
Did he touch it on the ground?
Oh, I think he swept it in with his hand. It was a great use of initiative, but I don't think it'll be allowed.
No. So no goal. Stephen Cohen out of midfield for Mayo. Patrick Durkin moves it off to Donald Vaughan, who hasn't been in it enough for Mayo, but the same could be said for a lot of his teammates. Here is Donald Vaughan. That's the player Mayo supporters love watching at full tilt. Stephen Cohen. Cohen got under that. How's he for accuracy? Well, he's very good. And there is their first point from play after 39 minutes, and that is more like it from Mayo.
And it came from Donald Vaughan deciding to run in a straight line, and this is what they're going to have to do. They're going to breach this Dublin rearguard.
Here's the Dublin reply. Eric Lowndes. And Lowndes has got his second point of the night. And this fella, when he gets in position, he knows how to score, does so regularly, and has 2 points this evening. Brian Fenton. Conor McHugh off to Michael Dara McCauley. Had a goal ruled out in the first half. Michael Dara McCauley, Dean Rock. Penalty. It's a penalty.
Yeah, it is a penalty. Look, what we saw there is the fluidity of the Dublin forward line. The interchange there between Michael Dara McCauley and Dean Rock was sublime. And probably, from a supporter's point of view, we probably would want to see it go into the net, because it would have been a lovely goal.
Paddy Andrews against David Clark. And Andrews has it saved, but it comes back to him. Oh, brilliant from Clark. Can they keep it out, Mayo? Yes, they can. Absolutely outstanding, but 2 stunning saves. The second one, brilliant reflexes from David Clark.
David Clark is one of the best shot stoppers in our game, and he can easily match Stephen Cluxton in that department. But those are 2 fantastic saves.
Kevin McManaman. Paul Flynn missed one earlier on. Has he got this one? Oh, yes, he has. Paul Flynn.
That's a corker point by Paul Flynn. You know, a lot of people prior to this match, Dara, would have thought that this is a match that Mayo were capable of winning. We all thought tonight would be a tight encounter, but it hasn't worked out that way at all. And a comfortable victory for Dublin.
A very comfortable victory. It was over midway through the second half. They are back to winning ways after 2 successive draws. It's finished here in Croke Park. Dublin 116, Mayo 7 points.
We had a good defensive performance, but like, listen, we're an offensive team and scored 110 from play. That's what we're looking to do. You know, we expect our defenders to defend. That's their job. And you know, scoring hasn't been high coming into this game, but you know, we've been playing against some excellent defences in Cavan, Tyrone, and Donegal. So got a little bit of space tonight, and you know, the lads are delighted to take it.
We're coming to Croke Park. We expected a big performance. We wanted a big performance. We didn't get it, and we need to go back and look why that was.
Yeah, well, I think emphatic is the best way to describe that result from last night. There's a look at the league table then. Dublin obviously setting the pace at the moment, and Tyrone do have that game in hand. But I suppose, gentlemen, as we look at the setup there, Mayo, they'll probably be okay because the 2 teams underneath them are in real trouble. But at the same time, and Stephen Rochford mentioned it there, everybody, I think, expected more out of this game from Mayo. They weren't at the races last night in this.
No, they certainly weren't. And I mean, right from the off, they tried to put Colin Boyle back as sweeper, and that allowed Dublin to get the short kick-offs off and gave them the impetus to put pressure on Mayo, whereas as opposed to Mayo's kick-outs, Dublin pushed right up. You saw from the first goal there, you know, the squeeze was right on, and you know, very disappointing for Mayo. You know, I wouldn't be writing them off for the summer. You know, they've proven in the past how good they are.
Sure.
But certainly disappointing when that run of games without beating Dublin goes on, and you know, it's worrying. But I mean, the Dubs have shown again just how good they are.
We don't know, of course, how counties are lining themselves up at this stage of the year, and Mayo have had, you know, busy years in the last number of years and whatever. Is it a possibility they're just floating through this thing?
To be honest, against Monaghan when they played in the opening night in Castlebar, I thought myself that it was a team that wasn't prepared very well for the opening game of the league. Then they went and won 2 games, and all of a sudden there was a lot of optimism. The one worry for me is they weren't missing too many players last night. You'd Aidan O'Shea, maybe Seamus O'Shea, but they're not unearthing a player that's going to help the likes of Cillian O'Connor. And for me, the big department that they need to improve is the forward unit, in particular getting the scores and just finding a player. And certainly last night, I think it was the 39th minute when the first score from play. That's a worry for me. And Jim Gavin, and I'd say Jim Gavin's delight as well.
Sure.
Just keep them at arm's length, keep on beating Mayo. He can't get enough of it, to be honest. And I'd say he was thrilled with that.
There was never any doubt they were going to beat them, I think, last night from early stages in the game. And look, there's so many things to impress you about the Dublin play at the moment, but their command of the game around the middle of the field really is the template, isn't it?
It was utter dominance last night from Dublin, and Brian Fenton is just getting better and better and better. And I have to say, Michael Dara came in, and he is a player that kind of doesn't get the full credit he deserves. And I like the way he laid it off here. I said Jim Gavin has strict instructions. Michael, either hand pass over the bar or pass it to someone, but don't you shoot. This is Brian Fenton back in the full back line getting the ball. Brilliant pass to show off his array of skills. But watch the effort from Michael Dara here. He gives off the ball. He pushes Jason Givens out of his way to say, here, get out of my way. I'm going in here straight through the middle, and that's the full length of the pitch there. And that's the type of determination. Again, Brian Fenton, you'll see Michael Dara going off in his run here. Ball comes in, and this is the pace and the power, and it was utter dominance around the midfield. And again, he hand passed it off because he was told, Jim Gavin told him, don't you be messing around with fancy shots. Lay it off to Dean or the lads that can score well. And
Soup straight into the pot. Clever Cutter is dishwasher safe and comes with a secure lock